Welcome to Real Estate in Real Time. I'm your host, Woody Zimmerman, here with Mark Skabowski of Remax Lakes, and good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
We're done with summer, for gosh sakes.
I know. I'm sad. But the weather where it's at right now, I wish it would just stay.
I'll take it.
I would I would love this. Upper 70s, lower 80s for the high, and got up and I let the dogs out, and it was just nice and cool, and I love temperatures where you wear a sweatshirt on top and shorts on the bottom.
That's it. I'm with you.
Yeah. It's just like football weather.
You know what? We're in football weather. I kind of like it. It's cooled down. Can open the doors, let the breeze blow through. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, it is. It is really, really nice. So, gotta love that. Market's still pretty hot.
The market is still crazy. We'll be winding down, I think. Typically through about October, and then it's doing the curve on the way down as we get ready for the holidays, which, good Lord, they're already talking, getting ready for Christmas.
Yeah.
It's like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
We just started September, for gosh sake.
Right, we did. So, I
know, it's nuts.
Yeah, it is crazy, but they come up pretty quickly. Well,
yes.
I do have to say, I love the theme of today's show.
Which is?
The 10 Commandments of buying a home.
The 10 Commandments of buying a home. Yeah. Again, I think we're plagiarizing from some old book.
Yeah, right. It might be.
But that's okay.
But it's a good book to get
It's
your
a very good
yes,
book to
get your knowledge from.
So and it's funny, when you work with buyers, life happens for people.
Right.
But sometimes just thinking about, I'm going to buy a house. What are some things that I should or shouldn't do? So let's say, number one, thou shalt not change jobs, become self-employed, or quit your job.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of an important piece. If you're going to buy a house,
yes,
you need to have stability. The lenders are going to ask those kind of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you work? How long have you worked there? So, I'm going to start my new, hot dog factory somewhere. I don't know where I came up with that one,
right.
But good Lord, I'm going to start something new.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense.
Yeah.
So, thou shalt not change jobs. Thou shalt not buy a car, truck, or van. If you do, you may be living in it.
That's right. Yeah.
So, if you change your credit,
yeah.
if you actually go and you make some impact on what's going on, you change your ratios, how much your income is to your debts. I have seen transactions, and this is real world. This isn't just out of a book.
Yeah.
Real world, where people are thinking, hey, I'm buying a new home. The next thing is I'm going to buy a new car. Well, wait until you've closed on that new home to buy that new car. Otherwise, you may not be closing.
Right.
Because you'll send your ratios out of whack.
Yeah. Because before you buy a home, you should be pre-approved, and at that pre-approval, they tell you how much you can afford. Well, if you buy another big item, that changes that.
Yeah, you throw some additional debt in there.
Yeah.
Not a good idea. Thou shalt not use credit cards excessively, or let current accounts fall behind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that really kind of goes without saying. Typically, people who are pretty credit worthy are not using credit cards excessively.
Mm-hmm.
They're not missing payments. But if by chance you decide to go out and put on a credit card that brand new living room suite, before you go to closing, you may, because they're going to pull your credit. The lender could pull your credit the day before closing. It could throw you out of whack. So are we listening to a theme here?
Right, exactly.
Don't change your credit.
Right. And, a lot of people think hey, 90 days, same as cash.
Oh, Lord.
No, that's doing the same thing.
It's doing exactly the same thing, and believe me, there are smart people that just don't think it through. And these are all real world. I've had it happen, to where, and we try to put that in the client's mind. Hey, don't get any new credit. Don't do this. Don't do that. I know most of the loan officers that I work with are doing the same thing. And I'll be darned if sometimes it just doesn't happen. They just, I totally forgot you'd said that. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
We're waiting 30 days longer for this to happen if the seller will hold on and wait for you.
Right.
So, any of that any of that new credit stuff, thou shalt not do it. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely.
Thou shalt not spend money you have set aside for closing. The lender is going to want to validate and verify that you have enough funds available for closing, before you get to the closing table. They're not going to schedule all of this stuff. Oh, I'm a couple $100 short. It happens. It happens. And it creates chaos in that process. Everybody's all worked up. We're ready to close. And then, oh, by the way, I don't have the money for closing because I did X, Y, Z.
Yeah. No.
Not a good plan.
No.
Not a good plan, and we'll talk about that all the way through the process. You need funds for closing, so don't go spend that money that you need for closing on a new boat.
Yeah, right.
Even if you pay cash for it.
Yeah.
Right? It's not new credit, but you've taken that cash and you've spent it.
Wait till you get in the house.
Wait till you get in the house.
Okay, so we've got more of our 10 Commandments that we're going to talk about coming up here next. You're listening to Real Estate in Real Time. Welcome back. You're listening to Real Estate in Real Time, and I love this show. It's the 10 Commandments of buying a home, and we got through 4 so far.
We got through 4. We're going to have to speed it up. Roger's giving us the rolling hand thing. We got to go faster. We got to go faster.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just so enjoyable to discuss. It's great.
Exactly.
Okay, so thou shalt not omit debts or liabilities from your loan application. Don't fib on your loan application.
No, of course not.
It will come out.
Yeah.
They are going to pull your credit. It's amazing the amount of information that's readily accessible to you and to the lenders. So be truthful on your loan application. That again goes out without saying, but you'd be surprised. How much do you make? Well, I make X, Y, Z. Well, they're going to verify your income.
Right.
So just shoot the loan officer straight. Tell them what's really going on. So if you truly want to buy a house, you'll get that pre-approval and buy a house that you can afford.
Okay.
So we kind of touched on this already. Thou shalt not buy furniture on credit.
Right.
I think that's directly related to the 90 days same as cash because people do it. I'm getting ready to buy. I'm moving into a new house. I need to fill it with furniture.
Yeah.
Move into it empty.
Yeah, right.
And then buy the furniture. Now, I'm not saying go out and be crazy when it comes to credit. You still need to pay for this stuff. But if you don't want to close on that home, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and buy it. So I'm not recommending that, but you could.
Right.
Thou shalt not originate any inquiries into your credit.
Okay.
Don't go apply for any new credit cards. You'd be surprised. Again, people will do that. I can remember back years and years and years ago, I was in D.C. going to a Baltimore Orioles baseball game, and they're, hey, for a hat, all you need to do is apply for this credit card, right?
No.
And I did. Now, I was 22 years old. You're not even thinking.
Right.
I'm getting the hat. There's a commercial out right now. Hey, if I give them my home address, I get free French fries. Say don't apply for credit.
Yeah.
Don't have any new inquiries into your credit.
Okay.
This one, a little bit counterintuitive. Thou shalt not make any large deposits without checking with your loan officer.
Okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Because sometimes parents will help out.
Yes.
It's like say, hey, Mom, Dad,
right.
me and the wife are gonna buy a house. So then they want to help out.
Right.
But you have to document that or
correct.
Or at least tell the loan officer where it came from.
And that's what they're saying is that the bank is going to want to verify the source of any of those large deposits into your checking account or your savings account. Wherever you're getting the funds for closing, they need to verify where those funds came from. And if you're getting a gift, that's okay in many cases. I'm not going to say in all, but talk to your loan officer before you deposit those funds in your bank so that they can have the appropriate documentation, because their underwriter is going to look at your bank statements and go, wow, you've been depositing 500, 6,000. What happened that month?
Right.
Where did that additional money come from? They're going to want to document that.
Okay.
Thou shalt not change bank accounts. Don't change banks. You need current statements from the current where your money is today. So you change banks, you have to wait, 30 days to get a bank statement. The underwriter is not going to accept, I got a screenshot from my phone
No.
And I can show you where it's from. It is not an official bank statement. They're going to want to have a copy of that bank statement. So don't change banks. Don't change banks. Don't change bank accounts.
If that's your plan, do it after
Correct.
you close.
Do it after you close. Obviously, if you're moving from Indianapolis to Warsaw, they've got different banks in Indy. Maybe you bank somewhere down there. I get it, but at least close this transaction before you close everything out in Indianapolis and move it to the bank here. Now, with banking today, you can bank remotely very easily.
Oh, yeah.
There's not branches everywhere, even though there's some benefit to having branches. A lot of people aren't going to do that, but just in case, thou shalt not change bank accounts.
Right. Okay.
And last and finally, the number 10. Thou shalt, like David Letterman. Thou shalt not co-sign a loan for anyone.
Yeah, that's a biggie.
That is a biggie. I did have a client that he had co-signed on grandchildren's cars, 2 of his grandchildren's cars, and it impacted his ability to buy a house. I mean, he had good income. He had, he was retired, but he had his retirement income. But the bank is looking at that saying, you have co-signed on these. And what does co-signing do? Yeah. If that primary defaults,
right,
that loan is yours. Yeah. So it's your credit. So, looking at it in its entirety, that is new credit for you. And what were, some of the other commandments, don't apply for any new credit. Don't make any new credit inquiries. Don't make any changes to your credit. We're saying the same thing here. Co-signing is the same as if you've applied for that credit in your name.
Yeah.
So, and it definitely could impact you.
Yeah, now I had the reverse here. When I went to buy the house that we're in right now, we had paid off our previous house. And so my credit wasn't as good because I had no house payment, so I had no mortgage.
Right, had no debt.
I had no debt.
Right.
I did not have a car payment.
Right.
I had no debt whatsoever. And the mortgage originator was looking at me like, we could increase your credit score by, you taking out a loan, like a separate loan.
Right.
And it's like, but.
Well, and that's a good point. You talked to the originator and they advised you on where to go and what to do. And as we've talked in the past, sometimes it makes no sense. You pay something off and your credit score goes down.
Right.
So work with those professionals, have a relationship with that loan officer and let them guide you through this process. Now, they may not have the 10 commandments, but many of the things that we just talked about, they're going to tell you along the way.
Absolutely.
They're going to tell you as you're going through that process, make sure you do it right, you don't get any new credit, and ultimately you'll get that home of your dreams, right? I just sold that. Do I sound like a sales guy now? Buy the home of your dreams.
That's right. I love it. No, what a great topic. All right, real fast, your contact information?
Sure. Our website's lakes-realtors.com. Phone number's 574-834-1233.
All right, very good. Pay attention to the 10 commandments. There you go. You've been listening to Real Estate in Real Time. Have yourself a wonderful day.